Hi guys, it's Carissa, and today I want to talk to you about something that's been on my mind, and unfortunately it's something that I haven't really had time to kind of gather my thoughts on because I haven't talked to anyone about it, and you'll know why in a moment. Um, this is probably my biggest issue currently facing trying to conceive, and that is who does and doesn't know about it and what they do and don't know. When Mike and I first started having problems, the information we gave out was limited to close family and a couple of friends, and the amount of information that they were given even was kind of watered down. And I think it's hard because I know that when friends and family know and they're asking about what's going on, I hope anyway, it's because they care and because they want to be in the loop for the right reasons. But I think that there is a certain amount of insensitivity that comes along with it, and it can be completely unintentional. And I know that in recent cycles, my husband and I have told almost no one. And it's really just to save ourselves. I think that it's really hard to not come off as being really bitter and really negative, which sometimes we do feel that way. But ultimately, the aspects of trying to conceive that most couples are going through are embarrassing and expensive and stressful and many times disappointing. So it's not fair for other people to ask about it and then feel like they were cheated, like they weren't given good news, because that's how we feel every day during this process. You know, so much of what we are doing is ending up in just having a bigger chunk taken out of the bank account every month and not having any real results. So I recently watched a video by that one Haley girl, and I just want to give her a big hug. She's such a sweet person, and I can't believe what she's been through. And she had a moment where she decided to tell basically everyone she knew, everyone within reach of her through social media, this is what we're going through. Because I think it should have been a very beautiful and liberating thing for her to do that. And instead it was met with some very insensitive and uncomfortable feedback from other people. And it's still affecting her after the fact. And I experienced that recently. Now, this channel is a secret. If someone is watching this right now and they know me personally, they either stumbled upon it by accident or they were watching it since the beginning, and maybe knew about it for whatever those reasons were. I think I have less than 5 family members that I can even think of that might know about this. I don't even know. And in terms of close personal friends, that number is even smaller. Because this isn't something that I'm doing for me or for them. This channel and these videos, 90% of the time, are my way of giving back to other people who've done this before me, because sometimes the information's old or it's limited, and everyone's situation is different. It is very helpful to me emotionally because I found that some of the contacts that I've had from people in recent months and weeks even have really softened the blow for my last negative cycle and for some of the other issues that I've had. So I'm not doing this to keep them informed. If that was the case, I would tell them anyway in normal conversation when I see them. Most of the time, I don't want to talk about trying to conceive. Not even with, my sister's like my best friend. I don't really bring it up with her. Sometimes, little things come out here and there. And sometimes I'll feel the need to talk about things. And she luckily has a really good understanding of what that balance is, and how much I need to say. But she's also kind of like talking to myself, so it's just really easy for me. Other people that do know what's going on but don't know about this channel will probably be hurt if they find it someday. And I do feel badly for that, but this is not anything that I'm obligated to tell them. And the little bit that they do know is more than what most people have heard from me. So I don't want to tell more people because I've always been suspicious that I will be treated differently. I did give information to a friend once recently. I said, I'm really sorry I haven't been around. She had invited me to a few barbecues and birthday parties and things like that. And her best friend had just had a baby, who was also a friend of mine. And I had a moment where I felt I needed to be honest with her. So I sent her a long email and told her about everything we were going through. And I said, and basically all of her friends and her husband's close friends are married couples who have children. Most of them have more than one child. And I had told her I was in a really low point with everything we were doing. I was really sorry. I was having a hard time being around people who were pregnant or had children. And she was very good about it, I guess, in the sense that she didn't write me back and blast me, but she never answered me because she was pregnant too, and I didn't know. I did force myself once to be the better person and go to a baby shower, and I was a wretched bitch the whole time. And I found myself not being able to control my face. Like, as nice as I wanted to be and as like friendly and calm as I wanted to be, I couldn't. Like, one girl who I had met through other showers of this friend was sitting next to me, and she was like ready to give birth in 2 days. And I didn't know she was pregnant because I obviously only have seen her at other people's showers. And she's like, oh, hi, I think I've met you. And I was like, yeah, we've met. And it was so obnoxious. I just didn't even want to look at her because it was, and why am I upset with her for being pregnant? I shouldn't be, but I was uncomfortable. I was upset. I put myself in a position that I shouldn't have put myself in. And you know what's easier is just not letting people know why. If you just say, I can't make it, or if you just don't tell them what's going on, look, suddenly there isn't something to talk about. I had 2 very good friends that I know someday will probably find this channel or find out about it. And I feel really badly that I'm venting this here. And I'm sure it will come up again at another point, but they have reached an opportunity for adoption through, crazy circumstances. And they are a same-sex couple, so they would have to be going through a lot of the same things I am, only maybe worse. They would have a lot more work and money to spend. So, but being that I'm so close to them, it hurt a lot that my venting in the past about problems with pregnancies and, not being able to get pregnant myself, they were afraid to tell me about this adoption, and they were genuinely worried about telling me and how I would react. And that's what's frustrating, is when people that I very much care about feel that it would come between me and them. And that's not how I want things to be. If they find out later and they're hurt that I didn't tell them, I think it's better than potentially losing a friendship over someone being afraid to tell me they're pregnant or being afraid to talk to me about it. That's it. I try to look at all the positive aspects. I try to be very positive. I try and do things in the best light possible. But there are dark sides to what we are experiencing. That's what we are dealing with. We are being very secretive, and that's what's best for us. And if you feel that it's okay to be open with it and to tell people, and you don't mind discussing it on a regular basis, and that's how you cope with it, I'm actually very proud of you for that. But I also encourage you to do so. Just find the balance that works best for you. So I have a very nice night ahead of me. I don't see my husband very often. I know he's going to be tired because he got up and he had to be at work at 4 this morning, but we're going to go have dinner together tonight and just have a nice evening. We don't get to do that a lot and enjoy ourselves, so we will be doing that and trying not to think about how we're trying. So I wanted to get Mike's perspective on this because this is something that we're both dealing with and we both have kind of decided on, to not talk to people about what we're going through for the most part. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
That's nobody's business.
Well, do people treat you differently when they find out or when you do tell them? Do you get a negative?
No.
reaction?
The thing is when I talk to people about it, when people ask me, "Oh, do you have kids?" and I say, "No, I don't have any kids," and then they say, "Why not?" And then I say stuff like, the time just hasn't come yet, or, well, we're working on it, or, whatever else we might say. But whenever I get deep enough into a conversation with people and tell them, that we've been having trouble, they always say stupid stuff. Can I say stuff that's kind of inappropriate?
Say whatever you want to.
You need to do it from behind so you go deeper. Someone told me that.
I didn't know that's what you meant.
Someone told me that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I hope that's okay.
Got that
Or
covered.
or stuff like, well, if you just relax, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I get sick.
I think people mean well.
People understand how difficult it is. We're always broke. We never have any money because we dump so much money into this. So it comes time for things like the buddies at work will ask me to go out and get a drink, and I'll be like, oh, dude, I can't, I don't have any money. And they're like, dude, you got a hot job. What do you mean you don't have any money? And, then I always feel obligated to say, well, we're going through fertility stuff and it costs a lot of money so people don't think that I'm like stupid and blowing it on stuff I don't need, or I have a gambling problem, or it's just,
Right.
I
I
feel
know.
I feel obligated to tell people so I don't look like a jerk. So, but I try not to. I really try to beat around it. I try to go around everything because 99% of people have no idea. They have no idea what it's about, and they have no idea what's going on. And frankly, it's nobody's business what happens in my private life, and I don't like to talk about my private life. And anything that I don't like to ever take the chance to say something that might somehow come back upon me or come back upon my wife. So. Is she in there?
How come it's not trying to focus? Is it too dark? I still feel like I look like I'm sitting way closer to the camera than you. No, you don't have to. Maybe this is just how we're proportioned.
No,
Do we look like the number 10?